I, John Lee.
Meet the first Asian American city councilman to represent Northridge, Porter Ranch, Granada Hills, and surrounding areas. Newly elected Councilman John Lee has lived in LA City's 12th district since 1978. To be more specific, since childhood.
Played baseball at the local park. Even being one of the only two Korean American kids in my school at that time, I was elected student body president in 6th grade at Prairie Elementary School. So it was kind of something that I think was sort of built in me.
Lee says he was also inspired by his parents, first-generation Americans from South Korea.
I always talk to him that you listen more than you talk. And I'm sure he remembers that. So as a councilman, a lot of people are going to talk to him. You listen to them.
They always wanted me to be in public service, and I think that has a lot to do with their immigrant experience. They were so grateful for being in this country that they always thought it was important for us to give back. I started volunteering when I was 13 years old, and that carried on, into my adult life.
During our conversation at Oak Ridge Estate Park in Northridge, Lee mentions his 30 years in public service, mainly as a staffer for the two previous Republican councilmen representing the area. He was chief of staff to former councilman Mitch Englander, who vacated the job last year. Lee won the special election to finish out Englander's term. One of Lee's biggest achievements, helping to establish the San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission for the homeless.
And I'm really proud to have worked with the community, listened to their concerns about putting a shelter like this in their community. But now I don't think you could find anyone living in that neighborhood that either has a problem with it or isn't happy with having that.
Councilman Lee says he's focused on tackling homelessness.
We do need to build that housing, but I think there are areas where it makes sense and areas where it doesn't make sense. But CD12 has to be part of that solution. Now, that being said, I don't think the city's goal should just continuously just build housing, more housing, more housing, because I just don't think it is just a housing crisis. I think it is a drug crisis. I think it is a mental illness crisis that we're facing, and I think that, hopefully I can bring a different voice to the city council so that we can start looking at it a different way. I've always wanted to represent this community because I love this community. This is a community that raised me, and I want to raise my children in the same type of neighborhoods that I grew up in.